Well, Neely and Patrick, why don't you tell us what are some of the struggles that Eli was having that caused you to come to Brain Balance?
Well, the first thing that we noticed was his difficulty eating certain foods, and so I was looking for somewhere we could go and start to address those issues. But then in kindergarten, we also noticed that he was struggling academically and then also socially. And when we found that Brain Balance was a place that addressed all of those issues, it was really the first time that we felt like there was a place that we could go and everything would be addressed. And so that's why we decided to start with Brain Balance.
Wonderful.
I agree. I mean, I think it was a matter, the eating was the first thing we looked at, but then we realized there were other things going on, which you just described. So Neely researched it and came, brought it to the table and came and visited, I believe. And then, we just decided to, yeah, absolutely.
Now, how has Eli's time here actually improved your family life?
It's been pretty great. I mean, he has improved in school so much from a social aspect, from interest in wanting to spend time with his academics, want to go to school, he wants to read, he wants to learn, he wants to share what he's doing at school in a way that he never wanted to before. And so
exciting.
That's really exciting for us. And it just sort of changes.
Well, his attention span with his homework and schoolwork has gotten so much better now. I mean, he actually wants to, like you said, he wants to sit down and do it, and then his attention span with everything, really.
Yes, and his
Really
overall,
his attention span.
yeah, his overall ability to focus
Yeah.
and to kind of put the brakes on a little bit and spend time with one activity or another activity. It's not just randomly moving from one thing to the next. He actually can enjoy one activity or the next and then talk about it and really just sort of get into it. And I think that kind of changes your relationship with your child when you can enjoy something like that, and it's not just about hopping from the next thing. There seems to be just more of a maturity there. And so that, I mean, to me has been really exciting. And we've heard even from family members that have noticed, he wants to spend time with them, he gets closer to them and will sit with them and talk with them and tell him about what he enjoys doing, and just all of that just feels really good in a way that we haven't seen him behave before.
I agree.
So from a behavioral standpoint, it's been really awesome.
And what are the teachers saying about him?
He just got his first report card, I believe, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Scored very well. The one thing that he actually, I think, graduated up went up in a higher level was his independence, which he wasn't really, he had a hard time doing things on his own, whereas now they're saying he excels at. He's doing all his schoolwork on his own, and he had a great report card. Teachers just say he's, I think calmer.
Yep.
Is that the right word, maybe?
Yeah.
Calmer, more focused.
Yeah.
And wants to be there.
Yeah, they describe him, as a really loving kid, and I think that they've always kind of felt that way. But he's sociable, but he's also, instead of an observer, he's now participating. So, and I've noticed that at a recent activity at school, he was in there, just getting in there with the other kids, and that was something to me that was new. Where he was often described as an observer. I mean, even as early as August, September, and now we're just in November, he's already just wanting to get in there with the other kids and really want to participate. So not only were the grades just right on goal with where he's supposed to be this time, which has never happened before, he's wanting to really be a part of the activities, which is awesome.
Those are some pretty remarkable changes.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy
in a
for you
very
guys.
short period of time.
Well,
So
and
we're
you've done
thrilled.
a lot of hard work to get there. At home,
Yeah.
here at the center.
Yeah. Well, we decided when we found Brain Balance and we learned about all the different aspects of change that could happen and the potential for him that we were all in, you know, and if that would mean better for him, then we would go at it 100%. So the home program was important for us, the nutrition counseling, I mean, we just took advantage of everything that was offered, because why wouldn't you? You know, and I think because we did that, we got the most out of it.
Well, definitely buying into the work at home, which she did a lot of. I mean, Neely did the majority of it actually, but it was buying into that, and it is a change. I mean, you have to make adjustments in your home life to make sure that you're doing your homework, if you will. And as you said, all it does is it increases, hopefully, his success rate, and all that's being taught to him. So
because we learned things as much as he learned. So the program really taught us how to work with Eli. So it's really a family program, if you will, because we were learning how to work in a structure because he needed the structure. You know, we were learning how to handle discipline or, you know, different changes that would actually benefit him, that would make our life easier too, because we weren't repeating ourselves over and over. Once we put certain things in place, it was just so much easier to give him a little independence because he knew what was expected of him, and a couple of other changes that we made, you know, and if you just decide from the beginning that you're all in, you know, it really can make a difference, and it doesn't become a job, it becomes a lifestyle change, and one that we still, you know,
well,
we've made it moving forward.
I think it helped too that we saw some immediate success.
And we saw some immediate success.
Because then you realize, okay, what we're doing at home and obviously what's happening here is working.
Yep.
But seeing that immediate success at home really helped. I think it helped you, since you were doing the majority of it, continue on.
Yeah.
And Eli really bought into it. I mean, I never saw him complain about any of the stuff he had to do at home or coming to Brain Balance. I never saw him. Of course,
you never did.
You did it more than I did, but I never saw him complain about the work he had to do at home, which. And I think a lot of that was he saw success himself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he loved coming here. He loved his coaches. He would talk about Brain Balance as a positive experience. It was never a job, you know, to him. He enjoyed it. And when we started talking about, you know, wrapping up program, he said, well, now what are we going to do? You know, so it was something that he really looked forward to, but I think it was that success. And once he started to see that in practice, and how I told him, you know, this is really going to help you at school, and he's starting to see that success, I think it made a huge difference. So it's been awesome.
You've done a wonderful job, both of you.
Oh, thank
and
you guys.
Eli's worked really hard as well.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you.